everyone. Today we are going to discover what's inside this box. We're talking about the smallest rotary table positioner in the Carpano range, the junior model. In the next few minutes, we'll look together at its main features and how to prepare it for first use. We want to start with the packaging, which has been carefully designed to guarantee maximum safety during transport, while also focusing on efficiency. The design avoids the use of pallets, reducing bulk and shipping costs without sacrificing protection. Now let's see what's inside the package. There are 4 main elements. Of course, the instruction manual, 40 pages, which we encourage you to read carefully. The start-stop foot pedal, which in this case we have dismantled into 4 parts to enhance transportability and packaging. We'll show you later how to assemble it. The actual positioner, the mechanical part, and finally, the power cable with Velcro plug. Now we'll show you how to assemble the foot pedal in a few steps. Obviously, this is the main part, the pedal itself. Just screw the first grip element onto the pedal, then add the intermediate element, and finally the end part. This way, the operator can easily move the pedal to the most convenient position for their type of work. This orange lever is nothing more than the locking, unlocking lever for the table's tilt. By loosening the lever, you can rotate the table from 0 to 90 degrees, then conveniently lock it in the desired position. On the back of the machine, we find the cable for the ground connection, rated 200 amps at 100% duty cycle, or 300 amps at 60%, which you will obviously connect to your welding machine. Coaxial with the rotation axis, we have a fitting for reverse gas, which will then exit on the opposite side of the table. A display indicating the rotation speed per minute. A 10-turn potentiometer for adjusting the rotation speed, and of course the emergency stop button. This selector, with a hair icon above and a turtle below, allows the table to rotate at maximum speed when set to hair, or at the speed set by the potentiometer when set to turtle. What is this for? When you need to inspect the welded joint or quickly clean it with a brush or grinder, you can set the selector to hair without changing the speed set on the potentiometer. Then we find the selector to set the rotation direction, clockwise, counterclockwise, and the selector to set the pedal start-stop control to either 4-step or 2-step mode. Here we find the socket for the power cable. We'll see how to connect this later. The on-off button, and, attention, a fuse between the two. If the machine doesn't turn on, check that the fuse, which is a 5 by 20 mm slow-blow 3-amp fuse, is not damaged. The 3-pin connector is used to connect the start-stop pedal cable. We have now connected the power cable and the start-stop pedal cable. We are ready to turn on the machine. We do this immediately by pressing this switch, and after a brief welcome message, we see that the display immediately shows the set rotation speed expressed in revolutions per minute, which we can vary, of course, via the 10-turn potentiometer, which also allows very fine adjustment. We can adjust the speed even with the table stopped, which is important for initial setup. Obviously, if we switch the selector from turtle to hair, the maximum speed appears immediately, which in this version is 15 revolutions per minute. Now we show you how the start-stop pedal works in the 2 available modes. In 4-step mode, pressing and releasing the pedal will make the table rotate until the pedal is pressed and released again. In 2-step mode, the table rotates as long as the pedal is pressed. As soon as the operator lifts their foot off the pedal, the table stops. At the center of the table, you can see the outlet for the reverse gas if the tube is connected on the opposite. It is possible to attach a fitting with an M10 thread. The rotary table has a diameter of 200 millimeters. This circular recess, with a diameter of 125 millimeters, is particularly helpful as a reference for securing the chuck with a diameter of 125 millimeters. The table also has 3 through slots for fixing both chucks and possibly your own equipment. The 3 slots are spaced at 120 degrees. Finally, we show you 2 junior tables, both equipped with a chuck, but of different types. The first has a CHK ST125 chuck, a traditional chuck with key opening and closing, 3 monoblock jaws for external gripping, and 3 jaws for internal gripping to complete the set. On the other table, we see a Grip 200 chuck, mounted with lever operation. In this case, the opening and closing of the jaws is done by turning the 2 levers. The jaws are unique, but can be oriented for external gripping as in this case, or by rotating them 180 degrees for internal gripping. The jaws also have 2 threaded holes where, if desired, we can attach pins made of hardened steel to increase or reduce the minimum closing diameter, or pins in different materials not to affect the grip on the piece.